You're listening to Overlooked Pictures, a film commentary podcast
about lesser-known films we feel have been overlooked,
or well-known films containing aspects we feel have been overlooked.
Done in the form of a real-time audio commentary.
Intended to be played alongside the film in question
as
you
what?
Listen.
Good evening, Jules.
And hello, David. Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Where are we? Where do we find ourselves?
We're in the middle of a global pandemic, and
Yes.
Tim Brooke Taylor has just died.
Yes, he died of the actual virus.
Yeah, it's sad.
Directly.
Did he play much of a role in your
My teens.
Yeah. Was he a feature?
Goodies were regular after-school viewing.
Yeah. I think other people got more out of the show than I did. I always thought it was just, it was intentionally silly, but it was sort of labored, unlike Monty Python, which was lighter somehow. I don't know why, but that's just my kind of...
Oh, yes, I never thought it was as good as the Pythons, no.
Right.
I think it was elevated somewhat in hindsight by people who remember it now that they're older.
Right.
Only because nothing's come along since that they enjoyed in quite the same way, I guess.
Oh, gosh, that's all right. But my understanding is that Oddie was the guy who wrote all the music, so he deserves extra props. And I don't know, the thing is, it was kind of, was it meant to be geek humor? Maybe it was sort of, proto-geek humor. Maybe that's, they were sort of geeks, weren't they? Hipster geeks.
I can certainly see that. See that.
Well, look, I'm not that much of a Goodies fan. We should do a Goodies show specifically, and we should get people to text in and give us stuff, but to talk about. Anyway, so are you well? First of all, are you free of the virus?
I am free of the virus.
Have you had it checked? You've been checked or something, have you?
Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that, should I? I am unaffected.
Okay.
By the virus.
So you might be a asymptomatic carrier. Possibly.
We could all be carriers, yes.
Yeah, I got a sore throat. I don't know if that means anything, and I'm just avoiding people, so I'm doing hopefully the right thing. But that won't stop us from podcasting, and because nothing will stop us from doing that. I'm just going to put my phone onto airplane just so that it doesn't interfere with anything here. So, okay, so today, or this evening, rather, whenever you're listening to this, dear listener, we're doing the final chapter of the anthology film Spirits of the Dead, featuring the three great directors. David?
Oh, Vadim, Mal, and tonight, Fellini. The one and only Federico Fellini.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate that he is the last one, because I think he would have to be. Even at the time, but in retrospect as well, I think he's probably considered the
most celebrated.
No, the most senior.
He's probably number 2 after Kubrick on a lot of people's lists, perhaps.
Isn't that interesting? And what different filmmakers, for goodness sakes. You've got Fellini. Well, I'll just be extremely brutally simple. Fellini is all heart, and Kubrick's all head. But is that entirely true? Is there a little bit of heart in Kubrick and a little bit of head in...
Well, it's interesting. He had that disagreement with Stephen King, where Stephen King said Kubrick was too cold, and he was leaving things out of his novel that he thought, and that he should have been in the movie. And Kubrick said, "Well, Stephen King, he's too warm," or something like that.
Okay. Right.
But it's not like there's no emotion in Kubrick at all. He's just very, what should we say, stern, or a bit merciless about the.
There's
not a lot of humor. There isn't a lot of humor except black humor, like you get in Doctor Strangelove.
I think there is, but now we have to get a definition. So, is black humor something to do with it being at the expense of the characters that we're dealing with? Is that the essence of filmic black humor? Or at the expense of the viewer, perhaps? It's got to be the expense of someone.
It's at the expense of our sense of how good the world is, perhaps. I don't know.
Okay, so
but you could argue that's what humor is for. We laugh at things that would otherwise be You know, we often laugh at misfortune. These are the things that are funny, and that's how we deal with misfortune. And
well, the sad thing is that Kubrick never did his Holocaust film. I mean, that would settle it, I think. If Kubrick did a Holocaust film that was bereft of humor, and the other alternative being one that included humor in some capacity. I suppose a Holocaust film that's bereft of humor would still be funny to Nazis, I suppose. But
anyway, we shouldn't really let Stanley take over.
No, we shouldn't. Let's get back to Fellini. So, do you remember many years ago, David, that you and I went to Sydney University one evening to see a speaker, and he was a psychonaut.
Yes.
Do you remember who it was that we went and saw?
Oh, what's his name? Terence McKenna.
Terence McKenna, well done. And he was doing his, was it DMT? I think it was his DMT phase or anything. And gosh, we sorry, go ahead.
He had other phases?
Oh, he did everything. But I mean, and in large amounts, in heroic doses, I think he called it. But the thing is, we've really turned into the Joe Rogan show now, haven't we? We're talking about psychedelics. We're talking about, we have to talk about wrestling next. But anyway. The thing is that the reason I bring it up is that Fellini, I'm not a psychonaut, but the thing with McKenna is that he likened, I think it was LSD, to Fellini films. So this sense of, you're on some sort of plane and there's a hill, and over the hill comes a circus and it spills over you, and there's all these mad characters doing all these crazy things, and it's all quite insane, but it's good-natured and not terrifying somehow, and I think that was it may not have been LSD. I hear that LSD can be quite scary for people.
It's all very subjective, I think.
It is? Okay.
The hallucinogenic experience.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, I mean, if you happen to have, gone and tried out some of these substances, perhaps think about that as we look at this, because I was looking at this again today, this little section of film, and there seems to be a hallucinogenic quality to it, and I don't think it's just the drunken, subjective view of our hero or our anti-hero. I think that there is just something like close to madcap breaking point insanity, but this beautiful insanity. Yes. Maybe that's the Italian aspect of Fellini. He's sort of beautifully insane, and it spills out. Anyway, but that's my kind of feel.
It's certainly a cacophony for the senses.
That's true. Well, the thing is, I mean, this is more restrained than many of these things. I mean, like I guess some of his craziest stuff would be actually some of his maybe more sentimental stuff, like Juliet of the Spirits. There's it's lighter, but it's quite zany. What's one of his zaniest ones? I guess Amarcord is fairly zany, but they're real kind of
the Satyricon.
The Satyricon, yeah, that makes sense.
The big sort of most psychedelic of
okay.
I think.
The most who's the guy that did Prospero's books? Greenaway-ish. There's sort of long shots with lots of crazy things.
Greenaway. Oh dear, what's that noise?
Are you hearing noise in the background?
You broke up for a minute there for a second.
Oh, I haven't done anything weird.
It's okay now.
Okay.
But it might be your battery going.
Oh,
anyway.
It's probably the internet connection. So that's just that's all. Anyway, so we've got Toby Dammit here. I've got the DVD ready. Shall we? Is there anything else you want to touch upon before we get in? Because it comes in hard and fast, so to speak.
We can talk afterwards.
Okay. All right. So, dear viewer, we're about to click play Toby Dammit on this DVD, and there's 3. So on 1, I'll be clicking. 3, 2, 1. And Spirits of the Dead is coming up. We've got
the grey clouds, which will lighten somewhat into a bluer sort of sky. I don't know if that's meaningful, but there it is.
False hope, I think, on the part of Fellini. Toby Dammit appearing.
Yeah, it doesn't really gel with what's to come. Toby Dammit.
Vous pas Fellini, ne parlez jamais vous tête avec le diable. So what does that mean? Do never speak to the head of the devil?
Don't bet your head. Don't bet your head to the devil.
Okay.
Which is a reference to the Poe story, which is, I think, the name of the Poe story.
It would be. Yeah.
And the character in that is always saying, I'll bet this or that, but his expression is, I'll bet my head to the devil.
Right.
And
that's quite laborious.
As it turns out, the devil may have taken up this bet. We'll soon discover.
Well, he's a betting sort, the devil. He likes a good bet, I think. So,
Yeah.
So here we are in a very fake-looking flight deck, and Fellini had no problem with theatricalized fakery, because he's not interested in verisimilitude. He's interested in what is he interested in, David?
He's a visual artist. It doesn't matter, it's
right.
not.
Anyway,
he wants to do it, he'll just do it, and he's going to do it this way. This is 5 minutes of Fellini magic.
You have to succumb.
Right,
exactly right. So we've got this amber cast to everything, which is interesting. I don't recall Fellini using amber so much before. We have the nuns. Go ahead. We have the nuns with their unmotivated blowing of air. Since they're inside the airport, there's no air blowing around. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of funny stuff. We've got this red cast. We've got flowers, nuns, shrouds, people praying, people walking backwards shortly.
Yeah, I think is that there's some Hasidic Jew guys over there. Jew guys, I shouldn't say. There's Hasidic Jews. Yeah, and lots and lots of beautiful flight attendants, which Fellini can be counted on to. So there's some. Go ahead.
And this guy on the crutches. What is this all? I mean, you just floundering, looking for meaning during that scene. Really, I think it's just. Anyway, it's just a pain.
Yeah, and here we have.
Here's Toby. That's almost how we see it. We'd react like
first time we see
it. Too much. It's all too much.
And of course, it was La Dolce Vita which introduced the term paparazzi to the world, because there was a character called Paparazzo, who was a sort of a yellow journalist kind of photographer guy. And Fellini's revisiting, I guess. I wonder how much of this is really about Fellini. It just seems to be very self-referential. There's this emphasis upon film criticism, which we're about to get into now.
Well, that's not an uncommon theme in European cinema, actually. I mean, if you think of the interview in Breathless, Godard's Breathless.
Oh,
the questions are incredibly sort of. What is your tortuous philosophical underpinning? I sort of say, it's just simple, really.
Right.
Now, what's going on here?
I'm not sure. So he's escaped from the paparazzi, and then he has this sort of bird-like gesture, and then he has this offering. Yes. I think this is Hamlet. I think there's the Hamlet skull.
No, it's actually explained later, because this scene will be revisited. He's in dialogue with the little devil girl.
Yeah. Now, how much of this little blonde girl is part of the very famous Japanese horror girl, Yatako, I think her name was, from The Ring? She has black hair, of course, but
what it really reminds me of is The Grudge, actually.
Yeah. Well, is that Korean or is that Japanese as well?
That's a good question. I think it's Japanese.
I think it's Japanese. Yeah.
Which came after, but I actually preferred that to The Ring.
The Grudge. I don't think I've seen The Grudge, actually. So. Now, this is interesting. We have a pair of sort of twin directors, which is interesting. How often does one have two directors on a film, David?
Not often. I've done it myself, but I don't recommend it, actually. But
maybe if they're brothers.
You have to. That's right. You can do it. Do it if you're brothers. Nothing else seems to work.
Yeah. I mean, even then, it doesn't always work, as evinced by the Wachowski brothers, although we can't refer to them that as. I think they both transitioned now. So
they didn't survive as brothers. They became sisters.
They became sisters. So yeah.
Is that part of the filmmaking process?
I don't know. But the thing is that I think only one of them is doing the new Matrix sequel. I don't think it's both of them. But anyway, so getting back to this film, so a lot has happened. So we have these. This is very Fellini to have these actual priests, or I guess senior church admin, who are sort of doing this rather. I mean, is it slyly kind of creepy, or is it good-natured and just over-enthusiastic kind of PR work here, which is where this priest character is trying to explain, as if he's the director, he must be a type of producer, I suppose, the concept.
No, he was a priest. He's actually a priest.
He's a priest.
He's trying to frame the whole religious aspect of this.
So the church is funding this film, then? It must be a church-funded film. I mean, the film that's being discussed, it would have to be.
Oh, not clear. I mean, he could just be a consultant or something, or they've done some kind of deal to get permission to use something. Who knows?
So it's like the Exorcist, where you go and find a real exorcist to consult with you. This is really interesting. There's a lot of postmodernist, structuralist, and post-structuralist stuff going on here. Are you into all that kind of thing?
Which they comment on, actually. This guy is describing all these other filmmakers that they're going to be like, and he mentions structuralism, and it's actually what's going on here is just a jumble of images, which then you can possibly a meaning out of. He's sort of doing a bit of structural, sort of juxtaposition while he's discussing it.
So it's a little tour de force. I was fascinated by this character. Is he carrying film cans? What's he carrying there? I mean, is that his lunch? Is he a hobo?
They look like the Beatles or something.
Oh, right.
Okay. I don't know if they are. The band later at the award ceremony also look like the Beatles doing I'm the Walrus in those military jackets.
Nice.
I don't know. I think this is just sketches of Rome. It's actually a lot like Roma, the long traffic jam scene. It's like a lot of other of his films. This film, really.
Well, that would be reassuring to the producers, at least, So this is
like
interesting.
8.5. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, we can do this like 8 times and come up with different things to play. There's so much going on visually. I mean, we have these characters who are seeming to react to Toby in his car and being bored with him, and then we have I don't know, some belligerent males here. By the way, just for the viewer, we're at time code 1:20 and 4 seconds. So that's from the beginning of the DVD. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
The beginning of this chapter, yes.
Nuns with sunglasses at night. Why not? Actually, there's quite a few people with sunglasses at night. So Toby is just here for the Ferrari. He doesn't care about the concept. He doesn't care about this Western where the second coming of Christ occurs in the Wild West. This is interesting, this gypsy character. A bit of a trope here. When a gypsy reads your palm and stops halfway through and then closes it up and says, I don't want to do this.
That's straight out of, what is it? I'm the Wolfman, which is Lon Chaney.
Is it? I don't remember.
I think there's a scene where he goes to a fortune teller and she's, I'm not going to read your fortune.
Yeah. I actually know someone. I know someone who knows someone who basically was in that situation. She went with a group of friends to have their palms read. She was the last one. And apparently the palmer said, look, I'm too tired, but I'll give you a voucher. You can come back again. And it wasn't a voucher. So what happened was that the car that they were driving crashed, and the envelope said, you have no future, apparently. So it was just some very strange.
You know someone? This isn't an urban myth?
No, apparently, yeah, it's a real thing, apparently. Yeah. So here's
what do you mean, apparently?
It's someone I know told me this, yeah. So it's the same thing.
I'm skeptical. So here is that scene being explained. He's actually doing that thing.
The gesture.
He can see her and the others couldn't.
Right. So he really did. So we know who this girl is now. It's interesting. I can't tell how old she is, but I don't think she's a child. And the fact that she has nail polish is a bit weird, for a child, obviously.
I think I read she was early 20s or something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether you could ask a child to do that. She would probably just be too winsome, just naturally. Whereas asking an actress to overdo it, you might need an adult actually to do that. Is this a noose? It's a microphone, but it comes off as a noose gesture. Did you see that? Oh, is it a microphone? Because this is the microphone. Here it is dangling in a frame. So what the hell did he stick around his neck?
We can't see it.
Oh, it was string-like. It wasn't like a scarf. Yes. It was very narrow. So he's obviously an alcoholic. Has he got the delirious tremors? What are those? The DTs? Is that what he was? So he can't.
He reacts very badly when he drinks.
So I thought alcoholics. I don't understand. This is some sort of reaction that he's okay. So did Fellini hate television? I get the impression that many directors of film do hate television, and that usually comes up when they depict TV recording. I don't know if Fellini does. I mean, this just seems to be another zany slice of life. When the young presenter crawls off.
What goes on generally all around him is people who are probably not really honest, and they all want something from him, and they're all trying to manipulate him, and no one is really to be trusted.
But they're all very affirming. I mean, he's almost like a child who's, this is a good shot actually, where everyone's they're all building up and saying he's the best thing ever. We, the audience, are sitting back saying, "Gosh, he looks like a bunch of crap. What the hell?"
Yeah.
And his acting performance.
Well, is this a good time to ponder the meaning of this story?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean,
do you have an idea about that?
Fellini's idea, I guess. I mean, you could argue that it's about TV, in a sense, or perhaps just the tragic comedy of film production, I guess. But is there I mean, Fellini presumably was obsessed with getting his vision, or whatever he would call it, onto film. There doesn't seem to be a director really in this thing. There just seems to be a bunch of chaos.
Yeah.
So maybe that's Fellini's. He's giving us a sort of a thesis, an antithesis, saying, "This is what happens if I don't get my way. It's total chaos. Look at this." I'm not sure.
Well, TV is a bit more like that, I think. The director isn't quite as powerful in television because the director has to follow.
If it's live TV,
the overall. Well, either way, the director of an episode has to follow the overall architecture which has been designed.
Right.
Beforehand.
Someone should tell that to the Star Wars sequel directors, perhaps. But anyway, so we have Toby Dammit is insulting his interviewers. He's said that does he hate his public or something? He said that they ask him what he loves and what he hates, I think, and he said that it was his public that he doesn't like. The notion that there isn't actually an interviewer, that there's these sort of random people who seem to be attached to cameras, like they're sitting, I guess, where the director would, or the focus puller or whatever would on these moving cameras and shooting questions at him from different directions. It's very strange.
And that's what the whole thing is like.
Right.
This continues at the party / award ceremony later. He's just assailed one by one by all these different characters.
Well, we touch upon this occasionally, but is this a Bangsian fantasy? Is Toby Dammit dead, and is this some cycle that he's going through to purge? Is this his purgatorio?
Well, here he's reminding us that the devil is obviously a major figure in this story, and
this is his thesis.
What's going on?
Indeed.
And now, what I could pull out of it is he's actually a big star. What deal has he done with the devil? Maybe that's why he's a star.
Nice point.
But it's actually destroying him. Like a typical deal with the devil, it actually destroys you, and you get what you want, but it's the worst thing that ever happened to you.
Well, do you think Fellini believed that?
Well, it may just be his interpretation of the story. No, I would have thought Fellini enjoyed his career, given the joyful nature of most of his films.
The gusto with which he threw himself into it. Yeah. I think so. I mean, I wonder sometimes, you do, I mean, there are conspiracy theories wherein certain mediocre actors, directors, you name the role, seem to rise to prominence and be pushed and supported by the machine. And it's not as simple as, a starlet getting a role because she graced Harvey Weinstein's hotel room with her presence. I think we can say that now, that he's in jail, he is guilty of all that stuff. Yeah, it's not alleged, and so the notion is that who would be the Weinstein in that capacity? Is there, and Weinstein's not the devil; he's just a guy who abused his power, right? So and what does the devil get out of this? All right, so assuming that Toby has done
in that sense, who did the deal with the devil? It might have been Harvey did the deal with the devil, and now look where he's wound up.
Jail
he got
with
everything. He got whatever he wanted, and it destroyed him. Yeah.
Well, he probably won't last that long. He's probably not very fit, and he's got the virus. Anyway, but I have heard though that actually the guy that's being shoved off just now, he had a haircut similar to that of Anton Chigurh. I wonder if there's a link. So I think this is the bit you were talking about, where these random people just come up and they just start sort of trying to interface with him and get him interested in their project, or to get him to pump up their ego by giving them recognition. I think that's what you are referring to.
A few of them are also trying to recruit him. Like once you're a hot property, everyone wants a a piece of you as well.
Right. Yes, you really need probably help, don't you, in fielding this massive...
Yeah, this guy needs bounty. He's got no protection, has he? He should have two guys with, earpieces and sunglasses and...
Well, he shouldn't be drunk. He looks like death. I mean, he's wearing white makeup, obviously, but he really does look terrible. Which is a trick for oh my god, I forgot his name.
Terence.
What's his surname? I completely blanked his name.
Stamp.
Oh, Terence Stamp. Embarrassing. This is embarrassing. So I've been watching a lot of films this afternoon for some other purposes.
Well, these actors start looking alike.
Yeah. Nothing, Nix plus Ultra, nothing is better, I think. So
yeah, what's going on here? I mean,
it's a sort of fashion show going on. But yeah. I think the notion is that there are models around. There's models around, which is not a problem. No one dislikes models. But the thing is, one of them seems to offer him this not olive branch, but escape hatch. Oh, that's a terrible metaphor. She offers him in screenwriting. They talk about escape hatch.
Yes.
She offers him this bridge. Actually, interesting. There is actually a body of water across which they walk on a lit bridge for this scene. This is weird. Look, here's his maybe his light. If he's the shadow, then this is his light, perhaps, like last week.
It's almost like Twin Peaks, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, I wonder.
Doing a dance with your double.
Yeah. And the guy is actually quite close. Although we don't get enough light on him to compare them, unfortunately, in that shot, but I'm sure that was intentional. So he sort of falls into this crumpled heap, and this gorgeous model seems to offer him this lifeline.
Yes.
And is it a hallucination? Is she real? I mean, there are models walking around. Maybe she just sat next to him, and she's a groupie, if so. I mean, or is she? Is it possible for groupies to actually function as wives from the outset?
Well, is he in hell?
I think
it's quite Boschian, this whole sort of cacophony of people, isn't it? And is she perhaps an angel?
Right. Well, I don't know if angels get to hell. I wonder if they can get to purgatory, though. This is the thing. So if this is within the Catholic frame, right? So I think the Catholic hierarchy, I believe there's heaven, there's hell, there's purgatory, and there's limbo. So limbo, I think, is for children who die before they're, I think, stillborn baptized children, and also before they're baptized. So they haven't had a chance to sin. So they don't deserve to be punished at all, but they can't be let into heaven because of the gatekeeping role of the church. So, but purgatory is this notion where you actually, which is kind of heretical in a sense, because I mean, either Christ died for sins or didn't. So if you're paying for your own sins, then it diminishes the significance of the sacrifice on the cross, which is actually this is the Easter weekend. The reason this is all coming up to because this is Easter Monday. We're shooting this.
Isn't purgatory something you could buy from the church?
Yeah, you could buy yourself out of. You could diminish your time in purgatory, and this is one of the great the great corrupting I guess aspects which Luther was reacting against when he nailed his, was it 39 theses, 49 theses, 29? It's interesting. We don't get introduced to this woman at all except her bust. So here's her bust, and here's her derriere, and Fellini is taking care of it. Again, twins. I mean, at least does Fellini just sort of do a casting call and just say, give me interesting people and I'll do something with them?
I mean, it's all too fast to take in, really. You need
to discuss,
You need a week breaking this down, see what's really going on.
Yeah, we should. Well, there's plenty going on. I think the thing is that wow, this gal is stunning. What an amazing eyes! Wow.
Now these three give the same speech, so that
they do.
On the facile nature of it all.
I think this is an anti-TV thing. I think this is he's giving it to TV basically. What about this body of water here? I mean, for some reason there's no audience, but there's this. Well, actually, maybe that's wow. We never see this woman's face. I'm pretty sure at any point in the film. I had a look for her, but I don't remember her reappear. So our increasingly zombie-like anti-hero is. I think he's a bit like Elvis. He's just not caring at the end. You know, Elvis in the end. Sorry, it's actually maybe this is that woman from the front. So what is it with this blind? Is he a director? I get the impression that he's an actor of some sort.
Yeah, he's just another piece in this confusing puzzle to me.
But is it arbitrary? I don't think it is. I mean, I'm inclined.
No, I think there are probably people who perhaps who lived in Italy at the time who may have understood this a lot better than we can. That might be one explanation.
I think they're local heroes or something.
There are just clues in here that we're not getting. That someone closer to Fellini. Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Giulietta Messina makes no appearance. You know, I'm pretty sure she doesn't appear at this all. So, there's this sort of Woody Allen-like quality of this, and it's not just that Woody Allen did once.
I mean, what does he say? He says something weird here, like "I've got a cat's."
Yeah, he's almost suggesting. I mean, he's joking. I think he means that a cat's eye was implanted in his skull, so that he can see with it. And this seems to make Toby just writhe in horror. The idea of someone having a cat's eye.
Oh, I thought he was laughing, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
no, he's distraught. He's distraught.
He is now. Yep. Anyway, so he's about to be approached by the.
Here she is. Yes, the angel.
Mysterious woman.
Well, is she an angel though? I mean, she's pretty shadowy, surely. I mean, her face is completely invisible. Come on.
Yes, so it could just be a temptation. It could be a devilish temptation.
Yes, this could be a trick.
To what end? I don't know.
The thing is, her eye makeup. There's this separate on the inside of each eye, or rather the edge of each eye closest to her nose. There's these two lines reaching towards the bridge of her nose, and I think actually that eye makeup like this is actually referred to as cat's eye by the ladies. I think there's smoky eye, which is probably what she has going on top of each eyelid. But she also has this very heavily defined lower lid with the mascara. With I mean, it's theatrical. It's not meant to be confused with, actual her eyelashes. Do you see? Do you see the separation there between the top and bottom when she closes her eyes? Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so this is a beautiful speech.
Yes.
I mean, this is a dream. I mean, if you're a guy, let's just be very frank. You don't have to be a beautiful woman to melt a guy's heart. In delivering this speech, you just deliver this speech. This will do. Assuming he's not, assuming he's not in the right place, the wrong place for that. But
in context, would it be believable for me?
I don't think so. But I mean, he's
a total stranger.
Yeah,
it would just be weird, which it is. And now he's fallen asleep.
Yeah, but I'm just inclined to think that she's not a trick. I'm inclined to think that there was something genuine and real here. But then again, you could argue that she's sapped him of energy here. That she was a vampire, and that he's unconscious now. It's so ambivalent.
Or he should have stayed instead of going outside and grabbing the Ferrari.
And this is embarrassing, to be woken up this way. And he hates lights, of course, which is very difficult for an actor. And his terrible, terrible satin trousers. So I don't think he doesn't look worse. There's this blue light. This terrible smile. Goodness.
Yeah, he does this well. This mix of decadence and pain and actually trying and being lost. It's all there.
It's great. Yeah. Well done, Terence. He's still with us, isn't he? I think.
I think so. Yeah.
I think he is. Yeah. Well, he's done great work since. Before I have you seen him in The Sicilian? I thought he was very good as a Italian aristocrat. Actually, it was quite a nice performance.
No, what decade is that one?
80s, I think. He was very good in that. He's getting very old now, but just a little bit frail. He does a good antagonist, and he was a good one in the Correction Bureau. The what was it called? The Adjustment Bureau. The Adjustment Bureau. He was very good. Anyway, so this idea of the Italian Oscars with Romulus and Remulus on the she-wolf in gold, I think that's charming and very funny, actually.
That's actually what they give out, is it?
No, well, no. In this fake award ceremony. I'm pretty sure there is, unless someone's copied this. I don't think that there is a.
Oh, there is no such actual award.
A She-Wolf award. No, I don't think so. But of course, as a good Roman, Fellini was obsessed by the She-Wolf, the rapacious female, who is not necessarily young and not necessarily light.
Yep.
In any sense, she can be very, very strong, very heavy. So I'm not even sure if this is Terence's voice, and it's a terrible reading, and I think it's meant to be. But of course, everyone is. They're like country bumpkins. They're all tremendously impressed by this, or they're polite. I don't know. I think there's a sort of a cult-like quality to this, isn't there, where everyone is desperately trying to support the fiction, that everything is going well and that it's meaningful. Yes. And it's exhausting,
And now he's gonna tell them they're all wrong. It's all a fraud. It's all whatever. Which could allude to the fact that he's just here because he's done a deal with the devil. I don't know.
Yeah, he wants that Ferrari. And it's not even a red Ferrari. It's a amber Ferrari. So I don't know whether that's significant. So this is this floor. Does this floor remind you of any other films that we?
Oh yes, that's the Kubrick.
The 2001
floor, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if you want to get a lot of light without having spotlights, this is you make that a floor and ceiling,
and that's almost the same time that it was made.
Right. Oh well, maybe he borrowed it or flew it over. Send me over those 100 floor tiles with the.
They all snuck onto Kubrick's set at night.
Yeah.
Did this on the sly.
He's got the cold sweats. I can't tell what time of year this is. Is this summer or is it? It can't be winter. Oh, it could be winter. There's a bit of mist on the water there.
But he's.
Yeah, too much light again.
Yeah, sort of autumn wardrobe, isn't it, on anyone?
Perhaps. So his love affair is with whiskey, and no one's really. So no one's interested in engaging with him unless he just sticks to his his role. Just do your job. So here he is. He's now testifying to the angelic or vampiric woman that appeared.
And where does this go? I forget.
Yeah, I don't think it goes that anywhere far really.
Oh.
But I'm not waiting for.
He rejects it.
He rejects it.
He rejects it. That's right. That's right.
So he's a self-made man.
Give me the shit. Oh, that's a very modern phrase.
Yeah, I'm not actually hearing the. I've actually turned down the audio, so I can't hear.
Right.
I'm going to turn it up now.
So now he's making a run for the Ferrari.
Ferrari, yes.
And there it is.
And I don't recognize the model. I think it's some sort of concept Ferrari or something that they.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It doesn't look like anyone that I'm aware of. And it's very strange to be in Italy and have everyone speaking French all the time. Right. The signs were in Italian, but. So this I thought wore on a bit. All this driving around. What did you think, David? A bit too much? I think we could have less of this and a bit more of the other stuff. Right?
Yes, and I'm also puzzled by what he finds along the way. Empty streets with. Who are the cardboard people? Any ideas about who?
I think.
Because they're also in the airport.
Go ahead.
They're also in the airport. These cardboard people.
Cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
I don't think they're cardboard cutouts. There are some dummies.
No,
but there's also a guy who is pretending to be a dummy. So Lydia's having some fun. But I think the notion is that you know how you have those here in Sydney we sometimes see, maybe they've gone out of fashion, but these sort of fiberglass chefs that they plonk outside of restaurants to indicate that it's a restaurant.
Yep.
And the chef is inviting you in. I think that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So in Rome, maybe in the suburbs.
That's two-dimensional. That statue is two-dimensional.
The statue.
Yep, it's not real.
I can't go back because here we are.
These are two-dimensional.
So the dogs are cutouts.
Everything here is cutouts.
Oh, it's a film scene. So they're going to do some filming, and that's their overhead line.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
I guess.
So it's and it's a bit like a UFO, isn't it? And then he drives through very antisocially. Nice engine note on that.
Quite a small Ferrari. It's like an MG. It's so small.
Sports cars should be small. They're not. I mean, I'd actually suggest this is a GT. I don't think it's. I mean, the long nose that's a GT. That's not that maneuverable. It's about going long distances very fast. But I think the thing is, the other thing is of course, the windscreen doesn't rise up high enough to actually be helpful.
Yeah.
And I guess that's motivated by the ending. His head does need to be. Right. No, notice this old guy is real. Okay,
he's real.
That's a man, but he's pretending to be a dummy. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like Taika Waititi. And then I think the next one is fake. That's obviously a mannequin.
That's a dummy. Yep.
A fashion mannequin. And then there's this fat one, which is the chef, which he runs into at some point, and that's obviously a dummy. But it doesn't look like that to us, so we're shocked. We think, oh my gosh, he's run over someone.
So let's.
Yeah. So we have these
a very large film set. If that's
it's not a set. It's not a set. They're just shooting in this. Oh, sorry. Do you mean? Hang on. Were the buildings a set? Is that what you were saying?
No. Well, before you pointed out the 2D dogs and the statues that were because they're filming there.
Yeah.
But now he's covering a fair bit of ground, so that's no longer really an explanation for.
No, I think that it's quite possible that he was at some sort of TV studio. But I think that the buildings were real, as far as I could tell. Someone was doing a setup for some shooting in one of those alleys. So he's mimicking the car, I guess, here, and
I don't know what he's doing. He's just
abuses it.
He's looking for a way out shortly, and.
Yeah, so this has all gone horribly badly. I mean, how realistic is this? I mean, do you really think that you'd hire this guy to play Christ in the first place? Is he that Christ-like? I mean, he seems to sort of be the opposite of her.
Oh, there's a theory. One theory I read that he actually is Christ, but he's come back to a totally, a world not worth saving. So now he's lost.
Well, was Christ perturbed by those that he encountered, or was he more likely to?
No, this is like the second coming.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in a Fellini film just looks somehow iconic of some kind of icon.
So this looks like a raceway to me, but it's. I think the notion is that it's. Oh, we're getting up into that bridge section, aren't we? Where he's going to.
Yeah.
Have his accident. Some nice driving. Now that's a dummy, but it doesn't look.
He's actually going around in circles, hasn't he? Perhaps we've seen that dummy before.
No. That's a chef. We haven't seen a chef yet.
Okay.
This is really the telephoto lens really is quite unnerving, isn't it? Because you don't look into the corner. You get stuck looking directly in front of them.
Yeah.
He does change this though. Actually, at some point he does actually have the camera pan into the corners. So this looks promising. He's got lots of fairy lights festooning this road or bridge.
It's almost like he's been invited to go this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, have you spent much time in the back streets of Rome, David?
I was in Rome in the 70s as a very young man.
Wow.
A teenager, in fact.
Wow.
And not like this, no.
You were in the more the centre?
Probably nicer, but I don't know where I was. Nicer parts of town, I think.
I've spent about a week in the centre of Rome, but I haven't spent any time in the suburbs or the outlying areas, where I guess a lot of this I presume would be knocked down. But the thing is that I did get to Cinecittà, which is the fascist film studio that Fellini kind of turned into his dream factory. And I'm guessing that I've walked, like many, I think Studio 5 was the biggest enclosed, I think it's number 5 is the biggest one there. And it's the kind of place where you could easily shoot the scene with the presentation. Actually, you could shoot everything, but the scene with the indoor sort of pool thing could have been done there.
Yeah.
So maybe under-crank camera to get the impression of speed here, maybe slightly, just a few frames a second, maybe, or...
Well, a lot of these car chases, if you really look at them, they're not that fast.
Right. You don't need to go that fast, do you, too?
It's all about the cutting. Here it's about the camera shake and the noise, I think.
Yeah, the fog is interesting. That indicates that, like, that's not just smoke. That's, oops. Oh, dear. So this is not what you do with your Ferrari. No. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have the means and the inclination, this is...
Unless you're one of these crazy decadent movie or rock stars.
Okay, right.
Die young.
He's much more of a rock star than an actor, I think. That's a good point. But I just don't know. I mean, what kind of Christ would he play? Toby Dammit. He's damned. Toby. It's such a weird title. Toby Dammit.
That was the actual character's name in the Poe story, though.
Yeah. So,
some very unsubtle allusions in Poe, I think, and this to the fact that he's in fact damned.
So this is interesting. There's these sort of people living in hovels by the highway who are speaking to him in French for some reason. And you like his pirate shirt here? What do you think? This self-indulgent,
very 80s, sort of mid-80s new romantic, doesn't he?
Well, he does actually with the hair. Terrible hair color and hairstyle.
Now, did you notice that guy on his knees has a cardboard cutout mask on?
No.
And he's sort of in a doghouse, which is very weird. We might get to see him again.
Okay, I'll get close to the screen. So I think the old cam will go off. Yeah, it goes off down into the chasm. So
this chasm's good because when he gets closer, it's like there's a big skull there.
Oh, is there?
Well, the bridge just...
Oh, yeah.
It's very...
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's pretty scary, actually. Yeah.
It's even got teeth.
Yeah, that's spooky stuff. So, is he accepting death here? Is he... is this a suicide, or was he sort of thinking that he'd jump the chasm? Well, there she is inviting him on the other side. I think that's the idea. He wants to go be with her. Come play with me. come play with us, Daddy. Forever.
Yes.
Ever.
That's quite Kubrick again, isn't it?
Now, Lady Hamilton. What is this Lady Hamilton reference? Can you explain that? I've missed something.
No, I don't know. I missed it too.
Was she one of the women? And what's with this scar? Here she is. Gosh, she's almost Asian, isn't she? With the blonde hair, though. Well, she doesn't blink, I'm pretty sure. That's always unknown.
Well, that's why it's a bit more like The Grudge. The Grudge is all about the eyes, the staring eyes.
Oh, okay.
The face isn't like it is in the Ring.
It's a good bit of driving. It's actually tricky to drive at high speed backwards like this because you...
yeah, that speeded up for sure.
Yeah, so he's obviously a good driver. Well done, Terence. Not wiping out the Ferrari until you really were meant to.
Okay, so we're at the, what do we call it? It's a coup de grace, in fact. Doesn't that mean you use your hand?
Oh, that's actually put someone out of their misery, yeah. I suppose that is the case. Well, so the soul is, the devil has come to claim her soul. And he's given up, I think. But is this delirious happiness, or is it, I think it's delirious happiness. It's not, he's not grateful, he's not,
maybe it's a European cinema kind of thing. They laugh like that in a lot of...
They do. Okay.
They laugh sort of unbelievable a number of European films, and that's it for Toby.
Yeah, but I don't think we hear a crash, did we? There was a sort of a sound.
No, there was a weird noise instead of a crash. Oh. That's right.
And on the other side, what do we have? I don't think she reappears, does she? There's no reason for it.
No, she does. She will come to collect the head.
Oh, the head, of course. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
And in the Poe story, the bet, there is an actual bet with the devil that he can jump this bridge.
Oh, right.
And he actually gets decapitated in the process. So this is the point at which we actually join the Poe story.
Right. Except there's no ball, surely, in the Poe story.
No, there's no ball.
So
the devil's an old man.
Right. Well, having her as a young girl, that's innovative. What a terrifying look she's giving us, isn't she? The pretty lace dress.
Where else was it? I was done in Scorsese's Temptation of Christ. The devil was a young girl.
Oh, brilliant. I don't remember.
Well, it took a number of forms, but...
okay.
She disguised as an angel.
Right. Was that... who was Jesus in that one?
What's it? Willem Dafoe.
Dafoe was it? Oh, that's a good choice. Yeah. Okay, so we have Poe in the background now, up against the credits. Yeah, so well, let's let this play out, and with our wrap-up, I guess. And of course, we have to mention Nino Rota. You can't have a Fellini film without Nino Rota doing the music, which we're hearing right now. You're not hearing it, David, at your end, because the way this is set up, but it's a delightful bit of...
I have heard it.
Yes, indeed. So, as a wrap-up for the three films, which we probably need to do now, I mean... Is it just three directors just cashing checks? Is it at that end of the spectrum?
Oh, well, it's interesting. Well, actually, I think yes. I heard that in the case of Vadim, it was held. No, Mal. Mal did it to finance another project.
Interesting.
It's claimed in my research, my brief research.
That's right. No, brief research is the best.
Originally, there were going to be other directors in this film. Get this: Visconti, Chabrol, Orson Welles, but they did not wind up doing it.
Okay. Well, I don't think this became a series, was it, of films? Was it? I mean, it would sort of be interesting to imagine revisiting this, where you just get three directors every year or so, and to say, do I don't know, pick someone else who would be a good actor, who would be a good author for this, Balzac or something, Baudelaire, who knows. Just do. I mean, I think it'd be a great concept, and in a sense, it doesn't matter what they do, because it's not about the book and it's not about the film. It's somehow about the interplay of the two in our imaginations as we experience someone else's impression, of a narrative conceit or a group of characters or something.
Might be a good idea to resurrect in this age of problematic financing for non-commercial films.
Indeed.
That don't have Marvel or DC characters in them.
Gosh. David knows. Yeah, I agree. So how do we go about doing this, David? How shall we? And of course, now with everything streaming, because everyone's in lockdown, no one's going to the cinemas anymore, unless you have a cinema, I suppose. And but everyone's just streaming huge amounts of documentaries and things. I hear the big one is apparently Tiger King. Have you seen this thing?
Another time stamp. This is the time of Tiger King. I have, yes.
Is it good? Is it any good?
Well, it's interesting. It sort of appeared. It's good in the terms of terrible people getting into dramatic and hilariously sort of dark situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's Game of Thrones with white trash, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. There's
there's no one good.
People die.
Oh my gosh!
There are struggles for control of the kingdom.
Right.
In fact, or numerous kingdoms. It's probably a bit like princedoms in Italy, warring princedoms and
right.
taking over each other, perhaps.
That's interesting. Well, I should look at it. So getting back to Spirits of the Dead. So of course Poe was this very incredibly important writer who I don't think he's credited with being the originator of the Gothic story, but I think he might be the originator of the detective story, possibly.
Really?
I've heard that. But anyway, very innovative guy, really maladjusted, apparently, and a terrible drunk. Like, he would get drunk very quickly and have terrible hangovers, and yet was still an alcoholic. Actually, maybe that's the reference there. Maybe that's Toby Dammit's alcoholism is akin to.
It's interesting because I read also that they made Terence up to look a bit like Poe.
That's interesting. With the
he looks much more stylish, but the hair is similar, and
the neck cloth, the wrapping around his neck. This is of course the thing, isn't it? I mean, you have actors who are not leading men or women invariably become character actors, and they're actually allowed to have these great roles, aren't they? Where they're not just playing blind heroes and heroines who are love interests because they're the best two-looking people on the set.
Yeah, I guess Terence gets away with it because he's playing an actor who is a problematic character.
Yeah.
So he's allowed to look dashing or whatever.
Yeah, I think actors like to play actors if they get a chance, because they then get to have fun with the tropes and expectations and their own, I guess, vanity and their own sense of the absurdity of theatre at all, of any kind of theatrical or
they sort of
perform art.
They get to apologise for their celebrity a bit too. Say, look, I'm just like you. I see it that way too.
Yeah, that's true. So with this film, in a sense, so what I think I'll sum up is that whether or not these individual films are good, and I think they're all good, I mean better than good, whether or not they're good, I think that the form has virtue and is worthy, and I would like to see more of this. If only because it sort of requires, like the short story, it requires one to sort of get on with business and to sort of limits one's self-indulgence. And I mean, getting Fellini to not be self-indulgent. The thing is that he's never self-indulgent because we're always with him. He manages to hook us in, the bastard. How can you be objective about a Fellini film? His characters are so winsome and full of gusto and full of life. It's an addiction, I'm sure, Fellini stuff. But on this which do you think is the best film? I mean, of these three?
Well, everyone says that the last one is, but I think that's sort of bowing to Fellini a bit. They've all got something. I find them all narratively a bit weak, but they've all got good casts and interesting elements.
Right. Yeah, I think the in terms of enjoyment, I think I enjoy them all pretty equally. But the thing with the Fellini one is that, because it is so terminal, and seeing someone at the end of a story implies, and the absurdity of having this Terence Stamp character playing a Christ-like figure at all. I wonder whether or not it's really best, considering that Fellini's little short film in the context of his larger works and the way they deal with Catholicism, because I'm pretty sure that he was some sort of kind of committed Catholic, in the sense that I think he was quoted as saying something like, actually no, this isn't Fellini, but I've heard it said that for Italians, Catholicism is just a given. And trying anything else is just as hopeless as trying to be Italian and not eat Italian food.
Well, he didn't mind making fun of the church. That's obvious.
Yeah, I don't think they minded either. I mean, La Dolce Vita is a type of passion play. Oh, maybe this is a passion play. It's a type of passion play, and the church has no problem with films that deal with salacious subjects, or even satanic ones. As long as the value system is something that they recognize. So, I mean, my understanding is that The Exorcist, I don't think there is a, if you go to the Vatican website, there is a list of films. It's like a sort of the opposite of their, what's the name of a list of books beginning with C, I think it is, that is prescribed not a codex.
Compendium.
No, there's this list of, it's in Latin, there's this list, I think it's C, I'm sure, maybe not. Anyway, but the point is that there's this famous list of works which were suppressed by the church for centuries.
Right. Which they're also telling you about.
Well, we now know some of them. I mean, whether or not there's other, I mean, who knows what's in the Vatican Library, right? It's not an open library. But the point is that on the Vatican website, there is actually a list of I guess, films that they think are worth seeing. That they, like you should, and I'm pretty sure The Exorcist is not on it. I'm not sure, but last time I checked, La Dolce Vita was on it, and La Dolce Vita is a film about a bunch of rich people being decadent, sleeping around and drinking and having pretty decadent lives. So how do you put these together? Well, there is a value system, of course. In La Dolce Vita, you have this. At the end, there's this sea monster that's pulled out of the sea, and there's this young girl
No, I don't know it. But is there redemption? I probably have seen it.
Yeah, it's a type of failure. So what happens is that there is a sort of a positive act that's sort of required of the Mastroianni character, and he either fails to do it or chooses not to. But what's interesting, the contrast to this film, is that when Mastroianni refuses the call or whatever it is, or the redemption, the redemptive arc, whatever you want to call it, when he refuses it, he does it in a kind of no thanks, no whatever, kind of way. At least Toby Dammit here, did it with gusto, because there is a scripture, I think somewhere, which says something like there's some sense at the end of time where God is tasting. I think that is actually the metaphor used. Tasting humanity, and those that are cold and hot, he kind of is okay with, but those that are in the middle, that are lukewarm, he spits out. And I think the notion of this is that there's something to be said for being completely committed either way, being a completely committed atheist, right?
Yeah.
In spite of all indications to the contrary that you might encounter, or being a completely committed Christian in spite of the problems, like the problem of evil, or a believer. I shouldn't say Christian necessarily, although actually in that case it would be Christian or Jew, I suppose, because it would have been a Jewish scripture, I think, originally, that I'm referring to. Anyway.
Well, the two camps are in conflict nowadays, or they have been recently.
Who's that?
Well, atheists. Atheists and Christians. Arguing about, the validity of science and putting science in contest with theology, that sort of thing.
Well, science is
more than they need to be, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of criticisms that are being laid at the door of people like brilliant people like Richard Dawkins and a few others. Richard Dawkins has become shrill. I think it's because he's just so upset at the cause-effect relationship between religion and just terrible outcomes, which continue today. So, things, female genital mutilation or disparities between rich and poor. The thing is that it's we're talking about ancient institutions which are trying to find their way as well. And the question of whether or not when you're part of an ancient institution, are you willing to do that much experimentation? Especially experimentation which might, affect actually risk the integrity.
Yeah. I don't know if that's it actually. I think it's something that's come to rearisen or has arisen worse than ever recently in America due to American politics.
What's this you're referring to?
Oh, the conflict between atheists and Christians, partly because of the internet makes forums available, but also because Christianity is highly politicized in America, like it is nowhere else.
Yeah, I've not spent any time with. I'm probably not up on this kind of thing.
We're probably off the track.
We are, yeah.
No longer relevant.
Yeah. But So look, I hope viewers that you enjoyed watching these films with us. Write in. We'll need to. I think we need to fix our email. I'm pretty sure
I actually found a comment on the web.
Oh my God!
That I had not approved, which goes all the way. It's a few years old actually.
Oh gosh! Right. Well, we need to get on top of this. So while we're in lockdown, let's start taking care of our responsibilities, David. And
there was one comment.
Yeah. Well, no, but the thing is that
awaiting moderation.
No. It's not up to us to just sit here passively. We need to go and garner and invite. So we should actually have the email to hand. So we haven't got it to hand or to lip. But what we'll do is I'll post on our Twitter the link to the email, and we'll get spammed obviously. But we also need to get it on the website and just start spruiking ourselves. Now, do we want to talk about anything else that we have plans? We do have plans, don't we, to expand the channel to develop the overlook pictures.
There's talk of that.
There is talk. Yeah. So we have some ideas. If you have any ideas that you would like us to consider, please, obviously, feel free to send them in via the method that will soon become available.
Or if you want to comment right now, just go to the website, overlookedpictures.com, and you can comment under any of the films on the website.
It will redirect you to
and we will
WordPress or something. But
Yeah.
Cool. Well, David, okay, so I think that's probably it. So I'll stop recording and we'll sign off. So yeah, cheerio. Good luck, everyone. I hope everyone's keeping as well as they can in this difficult time. Our best to you.
Well said. Nothing to add there. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Take care.
See ya.